What's good, everybody? It's Batman, and today we're going to be doing another Star Wars reaction. This will be the final one, and then after this, I will not do any more unless you guys have any recommendations, or if it's something very popular or something maybe possibly trending, etc., the whole nine, right? Or maybe even me scaling Star Wars if I ever was to consider that as well. But overall, as you guys know, Star Wars is one of the most popular franchises out there. It's up there with Marvel, DC, etc., the whole nine, right? And this guy is called Star Wars Theory. He has millions of subs. He's doing his thing. Very successful YouTuber as well. So shout out to him and make sure to give him all the love and support. Check out his YouTube. I'll always put the YouTube channel in the title or in the description down below. So, but let's get man, I'm literally trying to like sound professional and like say like a certain sentence. But I knew I was going to butcher that shit, bro. Oh my God, that would have been horrible if I tried to do that. I would have sounded like a ding dong. But without further ado, that's what I was trying to say. Let's get into the video. And the title of this is Why Plagueis Went to Meet Anakin in the Phantom Menace. And it says Star Wars Explained, which is pretty cool. It kind of like caught my attention in a way because when Anakin was like very young and on, like on that one planet, like that's the thing. Star Wars has never, at least the live action, they haven't shown if I'm even saying the name correctly, Plagueis or Plague, however the hell you freaking say it. But, they haven't shown him yet. They always showed Sidious, and he's the master of Darth Sidious, We never actually saw him on the live screen, unless there's something I have not seen on behind, so don't kill the messenger. But to my knowledge, I've seen basically everything in Star Wars related, and I've never seen that dude. Not once. Like, you don't really get information unless you've seen the comics or read the books, So, this is kind of cool, and obviously, when it comes to any Star Wars events or any really cool things that were not shown with the movies or even the TV shows, I'm already interested right away because I haven't even heard or seen it, So I'm really curious to see what this is, and we'll see why he even visited Anakin, and who knows, maybe this was the this little sprinkles on the cake that started everything to eventually getting towards the Darth path that eventually Anakin goes. You all know that story already, right? So, but let's see what it is, and let's get into it.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Well,
ever since episode 3, we've been wondering how Anakin came into being.
Did
the Force
video
create him? Was he created by Sidious or perhaps even Plagueis? For every answer in theory, there's an equally logical rebuttal. So today's video isn't meant to answer that question. Also, considering the fact that we've gotten a little bit of an allusion to Palpatine having created Anakin in the Canon Vader comics. What we will dive into today is what did Darth Plagueis himself think about this question. In the Legends book, Darth Plagueis, Lord Plagueis himself spends much of his life trying to unlock the secret of how to force the midichlorians to do his complete and absolute bidding. The Sith believe that the Force
I'm sorry, but that man is ugly as shit. He literally looks like a freaking goddamn alien creature doing a fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z with Squidward. You cannot tell me that that man ain't ugly. If I saw that dude whip out a lightsaber and that shit was red, I'd be gone. Like, hell no.
Control, as opposed to the Jedi who believed they were servants of the Force and needed to do its will. Plagueis spent years pushing so hard against the Force that he began to feel it resisting him.
That man looked like a goddamn almonds, bro. He looked like a chocolate nut. The fuck is that? Look at his face, bro. I'm sorry, no, they did him dirty, man. That man in the looks department is struggling. I know we're getting a little off topic, but hey, I just had to mention that. Like, poor dude, he probably got no bitches.
Pushing back. So, during the events of Episode 1, Darth Plagueis was hyper-aware of what the Force was doing, especially since the Sith were putting into motion their grand plan to get Palpatine elected as Supreme Chancellor, and eventually to destroy the Jedi. During this plot, part of it was revealing Darth Maul to the Jedi on Tatooine, and thus revealing to the Jedi.
To this day, we all know that. Order
Sith
66.
were no longer extinct. The Sith fully expected this move to shake up the Jedi Order, which it did. But what they did not expect was something else that would be found on Tatooine, a little boy named Anakin. When Anakin arrived on Coruscant with Qui-Gon and Padme, Anakin actually spent the night in a guest room in Palpatine's apartment. Then he met with the Jedi Council. Despite all the time that Palpatine was around him, neither Sith Master so much as even sensed him at all through the Force. In fact, Sidious first learned of Anakin's Force abilities from Jedi Master Dooku, who told Palpatine that Qui-Gon believed that there was a chosen one, the prophesied being who would
Qui-Gon
destroy
the
the
goat.
Sith and bring balance to the Force, and that Qui-Gon found him. To say that this left the Sith Masters with more than a few questions and worries is an understatement.
Yeah, he brought balance through the Force with his offspring, from his little sperm cells, you know what I mean? But not him. He he fucked shit up. That's what he did. He did a catch-22 and literally was the reason the Jedi were on the verge of extinction, okay? Definitely the complete opposite. But hey, at least his offspring got the memo. They're like, I got you, Qui-Gon. Don't worry, bro.
A complete wild card in their plan. Sidious didn't even know about the prophecy. Plagueis knew that the only way he could for sure know about this if the rumors and prophecies were true would be to meet him personally. So on the day that Queen Amidala called for a vote of no confidence in Supreme Chancellor Valorum's leadership, and thus set in motion the grand plan of the Sith, Darth Plagueis, under the guise of his public persona, Ego Damask, went
Darth
to the
Ugly,
apartment where Anakin was staying to meet him. Now here I'm going to read from the book so we can really get into Plagueis' mind.
See, it's a book.
And understand
Told
the
you.
panic that he was feeling. It says, the fact that Qui-Gon Jinn had identified Maul as a Sith was to be expected, but Dooku's news about a human boy at the center of a vergence of the Force had come as a shock. More, Qui-Gon saw the boy as the Jedi's prophesized chosen one. He had to see this Anakin Skywalker for himself, had to sense him for himself. He had to know if the Force had struck back again, 9 years earlier, by conceiving a human being to restore balance to the galaxy. Plagueis
nothing but love, no hate. But one thing I've realized about these Star Wars videos or the really big Star Wars channels out there, they all do a very similar editing process. It's like a same repeat slideshow showing the same thing, or just random footage from the movies or games and scenes and so on and so forth. And honestly, that's kind of a smart way to do it, you know what I mean? Because that type of stuff is very easy to put in a video, you know what I mean? You don't really need to have crazy editing knowledge or pay an editor and lose thousands of freaking dollars or hundreds of dollars, you know what I mean? Excuse me, fuck me. That's kind of it's pretty cool, you know what I mean? It's not that really not bad. Sure, is it lacking in creativity or all around, when it comes could you go a little probably more out? Obviously, but I'm gonna be real with you. I guarantee if I were to go to his most recent current video, his editing is probably wild, right? Because once you get to that success mark and you're making so much money, then you don't even care, right? You rather just have someone edit and so this way you have free time and you're not trying to freaking edit, or just only have stuff like this. So, but I'm just saying, for anyone that's starting YouTube off, starting from the beginning, this is a very good way to approach it. For me, this is what I would even do for Naruto videos for the time being, or I have some other ideas and whatnot eventually. But it's kind of a really good way to do it. It helps budget wise, and it's nothing really that crazy. It works basically. Sometimes simplicity is the recipe.
The entry to Palpatine's apartment. Eventually, one of Queen Amidala's near-identical handmaidens came to the door, a vision in a dark cowled robe, her eyes fixed on Plagueis' breath mask. "I'm sorry, sir," she said. "Senator Palpatine is not here." "I know," Plagueis said. "I'm here to speak with a guest of the Senator, a young human boy." Her eyes remained glued on the mask. "I'm not permitted." Damask motioned swiftly with his left hand, compelling her to answer him. "You have my permission to speak." "I have your permission," she said in a distracted voice. "Now where's the boy?" "Anakin, you mean?" "Anakin, yes," he said in a rush.
This voice is trippy, bro.
"Fetch him, now." "You just missed him, sir," the handmaiden said. Plagueis peered past her into Palpatine's
man's going
suite.
comic Historia mode.
He straightened in anger. "Where is he?" "Jedi Master Qui-Gon came to collect him, sir. I suspect that you can find him at the Jedi Temple." Plagueis fell back a step.
See,
his thoughts
I get
reeled.
props to
There
him
was still a
because
chance that the
excuse me, fucking A. I can't do that shit. I'm being real with you. I literally cannot. And the reason why, if I were trying to do voice lines or talk as someone else, whatever, I wish I could, but I can't. Because if I were to try to do that, I would literally laugh every time. I just wouldn't be able to take myself seriously, or I would probably butcher it and be horrible. So props to him to even making it work and be even a thing. I wish I could do things like that, but I simply just can't. Honestly, if I was able to do that, I would literally do videos like that. Let's say I was doing Naruto, I'm reading a novel or a book or even the manga. You know what I mean? I would literally talk as the characters and to kind of that entertainment sense and, basically just really make you guys picture what's going on. Kind of like reading a book, and you just do it as a commentary basically. And bro, that would do. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I might actually make someone successful by saying this if they were to, for any reason, see this damn video, even though it has nothing to do with Naruto. But if anybody was actually out there and had a narrator voice and did a commentary as of speaking as the characters in Naruto, they probably would make a lot of freaking money. You know what I mean? Instead of not like a reaction or like a scaling video, or not even what Naruto explained does. Not even what he does, because even he like just talks about it, whatever, blah blah. If literally if someone did like a narrating voice for the characters, like whether they're covering certain story parts or whatever it is, even if it was like a what if scenario, they probably make a lot of money. And who knows, maybe someone has done that, but if they haven't, that'd be a really, really good idea for a Naruto content creator, because I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not common. I haven't, at least to my knowledge, I don't know anybody. Maybe Naruto Explained has done something like that already, but that's probably the only one I would think to even try that, you know? And it would work. People would definitely like it. If they like it for Marvel, DC, Star Wars, etc., I don't see why they wouldn't like it for one of the most popular animes out there in mangas. So
Council would decide that Anakin was too old to be trained as a Jedi. That way, assuming he was returning to Tatooine. But if not, if Qui-Gon managed to sway the Council Masters somehow, and they reneged in their own dictates,
I think I'm the chosen one for
Plagueis
goddamn
ran a
hiccups.
hand over his forehead.
Shit is
Are we undone?
brutal.
He thought. Have you undone us? Okay. Now, two things really stand out for me here about what Plagueis knew about how Anakin was conceived. First, he wonders if the Force had struck back against his efforts for immortality and conceived a boy to restore balance to the galaxy. In another part of the book, Plagueis says, midichlorians are not easily persuaded to execute the dictates of one newly initiated in the mysteries. The Force needs to be won over, especially in work that involves the dark side. It must be reassured that a Sith is capable of accepting authority. Otherwise, it will thwart one's intentions. It will engineer misfortune. It will strike back. Plagueis worried this is what happened with Anakin. Second, since the first item here would be Plagueis' fault, he wonders if his actions have completely undone the imperative of the Sith. Has he doomed everything the Sith have worked so hard to achieve by causing the Force to create the ultimate enemy against them? Plagueis even starts to panic a little bit, it seems. Because if the Force was against them, what chance would they ever have in winning that fight?
Yep.
So, we see that Plagueis at least...
Oh, wait. Light bulb moment. Order 66 by Darth Sidious. And Darth Sidious also betrays you eventually and kills you. And he figures out the hell fucking Mary to win against the Jedi, even with the handicap of the Chosen One that was supposed to be weaponized against you guys to get rid of you once and for all. But hey, irony, right?
Actions had indirectly created the boy. So according to his own theory, neither he nor Palpatine purposefully created him, but it was the Force itself in protest against what the Sith Master was going to do to try to control the Force. Now, I personally would have loved it if Plagueis met Anakin and wouldn't have been able to read him at all through the Force. They really would have driven Plagueis even more mad with this question of just who Anakin was. So, what do you think? If Anakin and Plagueis met, would it have been like that, or would Plagueis have tried to kidnap or even kill Anakin?
This is like a kind of theorizing type video. This is not like what actually occurred. It was more along the lines of like, him reading off certain things in the book of the idea of the concept, and then of like what would happen if it even became a thing too. Interesting. That's actually an interesting concept for him to do.
There have been a completely different path in the Star Wars universe. Now, Plagueis did actually get to see Anakin, which I'm going to cover in another video, as Anakin was near Qui-Gon's ship, or Padme's ship, I should say, which gave a whole bunch of different visions to Plagueis about,
Hey, it's kind of funny how he says he'll do that in another video, yet the title of this video is what he'd be doing in the other video, though. Like, what? What is that? What you mean, bro?
Later in the future, rising from a mechanical metal table and all this and that. It was pretty interesting, so I'll cover that in the future for you. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments below. I would love to have seen Plagueis in the film. So he originally, I guess, at least from the novel's standpoint, he was supposed to be in the film, and he was there in the backgrounds, in the back scenes that we didn't get to see. Hope you enjoyed this one. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember.
Okay, I'm like, no offense, nothing but love, but that's just corny to me. Shout out to him though, 'cause he's goated. You know what I mean? Like, he could do that shit, but whenever I just hear it, no matter who you are, to me that's just corny. But excuse me, fucking A. God damn it, freaking use the goddamn Force on me and freaking Anyways, but yeah, no, great video. It was really interesting. Anytime I get information regarding characters I just don't know about in Star Wars, or whatever the hell it is, really, or just based upon events that were never shown in the movies, shows, and things like that, or even the games. It's just always so like satisfying, you know. Like I have an immense gratitude for it, and I just love it. You know what I mean? It's further information for the Star Wars, you know, story, and let's be real, it's a very, very popular franchise. Everybody loves Star Wars, so it's a win-win at the end of the day. And pretty sure a lot of you that are even sub to this channel or even watch this channel and are not sub to the channel, you're more than likely a Star Wars fan too. So it's very uncommon to not like Star Wars. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below of anything relating to the video and pertaining to even this dude as well. Somebody help him out and get him some milk. You know what I mean? Help him out with his Riz game, because I know damn well he gets no chicks in Star Wars. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment, like, sub, and peace.